What's good, everybody? It's CocoaPower430 and welcome to my very first Pokemon ROM hack video. Today I'm going to try to beat Pokemon Gaia using only water type Pokemon. Now I've seen multiple Pokemon YouTubers play through this game before and I thought it'd be really interesting to try this game out for myself. However, to add extra difficulty to this challenge, I decided that I can only use water type Pokemon throughout this challenge. So that means I have to complete all 8 gym badges, defeat the Elite Four, and defeat the Pokemon Champion by only using water type Pokemon. How far can I go in this game? Hit that like and subscribe button and let's go. The game starts off with us returning this book to this old woman who says that the library actually stole it from her. I decided to give it back to her if she would just leave me alone. Old people are scary. After doing my only good deed of the day, the professor wanted to meet with me and 2 other people to let us become his assistants. Although we get a starter, do we even get paid for this job? What was that? The professor said we get college credit if we do this? Nah, screw this. I'm out of here. Although one person was smart enough to leave this unpaid internship, my main character was not, and I was stuck having to choose which Pokemon to take with me. And since this is a Pokemon water type only challenge, you know, it's in the title after all, I decided that my starter will be Piplup. And yeah, I named my Piplup Happy Feet, because honestly, I don't know the main character's name for Happy Feet. I always thought as a kid his name was Happy Feet. Hold on, let me check what his name is. Wait a minute, what? His name is Mumble? Who the fuck is Mumble? On the Salento path, I was going through the bushes trying to find my next water type Pokemon until I finally discovered it, a wild Bidoof. Now I know technically Bidoof isn't a water type Pokemon yet, but it does evolve into a Beedrill, which becomes a normal water type Pokemon. Technically, Bidoof isn't a water type Pokemon yet, but it will evolve into one eventually. But enough with the technicalities. Bidoof is joining the team, taking on my rival now, and it was pretty easy. All I had to do was just use Piplup to win. Easy fight. For beating my rival, he made me go inside this random cave in order to meet with the professor. Upon escaping the cave, we were immediately greeted by the professor, saying that we needed to hunt for a secret second entrance alongside the cave. But who cares about secret entrances or trying to stop the end of the world where there's a gym leader to beat? However, before I took on the gym, I needed to add one more member to my team, and in this case, it would be Shellos. With 3 new members added to my party, and I thought now would be the perfect time to take on the first gym leader. Let's see how it went. One thing I absolutely love about Pokemon Gaia is the unique gyms that are used throughout this game. Each one has their own unique puzzle that correlates to the gym leader, and I have to say that all of them are masterfully done. They are simply amazing. But now it was time to take on Saros' village gym leader, a fairy type gym leader named Fernando. The boss fight itself was pretty simple as I just used Gary to take down the opposing Clefairy. Nicely done, Shellos. Just 2 more Pokemon left to beat. Next up from Fernando's team was Ralts. This Ralts just kept spamming Confusion, but luckily Happy Feet never hit himself in Confusion, leaving just Fernando's ace to take on, a Jigglypuff. This Jigglypuff was pretty weird as all I did was just spam defense curls and never really hit me, but luckily I was able to defeat it and claim my first gym badge. Which is what I would say, but for some reason when Fernando lost, he ran away. After bullying this poor kid for his lunch money, I was finally able to get my first gym badge, the Mystic Badge. Upon leaving the forest, the professor, myself, and my rival were able to find this weird tablet that we had no idea what it meant. But the professor knew of somebody that could read these tablets, so we were sent to go to the next town over to find somebody named Herschel. The city was called Aurora City? Aurora City? I don't know. When I finally made it to the city that shall not be named, I was ambushed by this random museum clerk who I think wanted me to donate to the museum. I politely declined, and I won the battle. Before I entered the museum, I decided it was the perfect time to pick up my next party member, which in this case would be a Meryl. In this game, Meryl's actually water fairy instead of the base water from the old generations, so it makes it that much more useful. After going through a gauntlet of museum clerks who just wanted me to donate my money to them, I was able to finally talk to the man the professor wanted us to get, Herschel. Apparently, those people weren't even real museum clerks and instead crazed fanatics called the New Elders who are bent on destroying the world. When I asked Herschel to help us, he kindly agreed and we were off to translate that tablet. But after I left the city that shall not be named, my Piplup was able to finally evolve into a Primplup, a much needed upgrade before the second gym leader, and my Bidoof into a Beedrill. Going through an ice cave that was literally called Frostbite Cave, I was able to discover my 4th Pokemon member, which in this case was a Spheal. I remember using Spheal in my Pokemon Emerald playthroughs, so this should be a fun addition to my team. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys watching this video, this next rival fight took me a long time to beat, and the sole reason for my countless losses was because of one Pokemon, my rival starter, Grottle. This Grotto was so annoying to try to beat that I actually had to set up a strategy where I would use Rusty to use Taunt to make sure I didn't spam curses. Because I couldn't kill it in like 2 turns, I'd literally kill it in 3 turns with my Prinplup, which I eventually did. But man, was it tough. This thing kept one-shotting nearly every single one of my Pokemon. And it took a few lucky critical hits for my Prinplup to finally being able to defeat my rival and take on the second gym leader. But now I know, for my next rival fight, I'll need to take care of that Torterra as soon as possible. Nespite City was home to the second gym leader that was next in line for me to take on, the flying gym leader, Aria. And shout out to the gym design again. Having to mimic the Chatot in order to advance to the next area, just 10 out of 10. But never mind the reviews for the puzzles, it was time to take on the second gym leader, Aria, and she starts off with the Volibee. Now at first, Aria was actually pretty easy to beat, but then disaster struck as she finally sent out her ace, which decimated my entire team, which was ironically enough, a Chatot. Whoever decided to make this Chatot really broken, why? This Chatot kept wiping out my entire team multiple times. This Chatot was so broken that I just kept using Chatot to end my attempts. I only got lucky with my Prinplup that I was able to obtain my second gym badge, but then again, I was just lucky. This Chatot was just the devil. After obtaining my second gym badge, I actually returned to the ice cave that I discovered my Spheal in to obtain my 5th member, a Slowpoke. Apparently in this game, if you give a Slowpoke a Regal Stone, it actually evolves into a Slowking instead of having to trade for one. A nice addition to the game that lets me have a great Pokemon early. But it turns out we weren't alone in this ice cave, as now those crazy cultists from before are back at it, trying to find out the secrets of Regice. What they try to do with it, I have absolutely no idea. But never mind the secrets of Regice, we're going to use the Regal Stone in our Slowpoke to evolve into a Slowking. See, this is what I meant when you don't really need to have trade evolutions now, as you have different types of stuff to use it with, which is actually very cool. So now you get a really good Pokemon early on. And getting that Slowking was literally perfect timing, as now we get to face these crazy cultists. And I'm not gonna lie, their grunts are really easy. It only gets to down we have to face Eunice that it gets really tough. I'm not gonna lie, her Frostlash was really annoying trying to take down, but luckily when I kept using Metal Claw, I got 2 attack buffs, which made it easy for me to take it down. And next up was our Noctowl, and that honestly was pretty easy to take down too, so they kept spamming Uproar for some reason. I didn't know Noctowl can learn Uproar. Huh, that's pretty neat. But anyway, her last Pokemon was actually enough, an Aurorus, which is a pretty cool Pokemon. I actually used it in my Pokemon X and Y walkthrough, and it was actually pretty cool to use, but against water-type Pokemon, it is pretty bad. And that was it for Eunice and her Pokemon. An easy win, not gonna lie. After the battle, she kept talking about, oh, the new dawn of age is gonna be imminent and some random BS like that. But never mind all that. We were at Wind Mist City, and I was here for my 3rd gym badge. And to also evolve Spheal into Celio, but now I want to get to my 3rd gym badge. But sadly, the 3rd gym badge had to wait, as instead, I had to go through something called the plot. And honestly, my team looked pretty good, not gonna lie, for being water types. Prinplup, Slowking, Celio, I felt like I was ready for anything. But I had to enter this random gigantic fucking building. I mean, it was huge. I had no idea what it was. It was called the Apex Temple. Apex Legends? I mean, okay, pretty neat. At the Apex Legends Tower, I met up with Enoch again, talking about Regirock. I mean, what's with these people's obsession with the Regis? I mean, Regice is fine. I mean, they're all okay. But Regigigas has slow start. So I don't know what it's really going to do at the end of the world. I mean, is it going to take 5 turns to end the world? I mean, oh no. Somebody stop it. But anyway, we were able to drive off the crazy cultists from the Apex Legends Tower. And yeah, basically my rival's telling me the same thing I already know. That they want to regain all the Regis to revive Regigigas. Which is like, yes, I already know that. But I found this old random book that can tell us the secrets of how to stop this. So, I gotta give it to the professor, and then we can finally be on our way to the 3rd gym badge. Let's go. So surprisingly enough, in this entire snowy area, the gym leader is in fact not an ice type trainer. It is a fire type trainer, which against my water type should be no problem. But look at this. Look how good I am in this freaking ice puzzle. I mean, my god. Look at me go. And I am really bad at ice puzzles for some reason. Yeah, don't even look at me when I do ice puzzles. I'm terrible at puzzles to begin with. I'm just really bad at them. But here we go. Let's try to face our 3rd gym leader, Nina. And yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This fight was super easy. I mean, she had counters, I'm not going to lie. Like, her Pignite did have Thunder Punch, and her Magmar did have Thunder Punch as well. But it just wasn't enough to defeat my Water-type Pokemon. As Pignite went down, Magmar went down, Heatmore went down, and I was easily able to get my 3rd gym badge. 3 down, only 5 more to go. After getting my 3rd gym badge, I was feeling pretty good about my chances of completing this challenge, but then all reality struck me right in the face, as I had to climb up the Sabulo Tower to get a Mega Ring. Now, I don't think any of my Pokemon can use a Mega Ring. I mean, if I had a Blastoise, maybe, but I'm going to spoil it for you. I did not find a Blastoise at all in this game. I kind of went in blind, so that's why I had to get some help in the form of Shelder. Now, this Shelder was an MVP in this tower. I am not going to lie to you. There was a Jumpluff that kept spamming Bullet Seed. This one trainer, right, she had 2 Jumpluffs that all used Bullet Seed that literally wiped my entire team every single time. It was crazy. I went in there 20 plus times, and every single time, I'm not kidding, that Jumpluff would legitimately get 5 hits every single time. It was perfect. But now I had to switch with my Shelder for the Celio because I was kind of over Celio anyway. I didn't really want to use it. So here's the chance for Bam Bam to shine. Go get him, Bam Bam. But after taking down the 2 scariest Jumpluffs ever in a Pokemon game, I was finally at the top of Sabulo Tower. Finally, nothing between me and my Mega Ring that I will literally never use. But I have to do it because of the plot. Anyway, here's the master. And what the heck? Where'd she come from? There's no exit there or entrance. How'd she get through there? Well, anyway, she's talking about Mega Evolution and all that BS. Well, I don't really mind that because I'm not going to use any Megas anyway. So, let's get right into the battle. And this fight was no joke. I mean, I think she literally had every single Pokemon that possibly could have been Mega Evolved. Like, look at this Heracross. I thought for sure that was going to be the Mega Evolved form of it. But nope, luckily it was not. And then next up was Manectric, which also could have been Mega, but it wasn't. So luckily that was taken down. And then there was Sableye, and I thought that was going to be Mega. I mean, she had me so scared. I was terrified to see what was next, because I thought, oh no, this is it. This is going to be the Mega. And when she withdrew Heracross, I was so scared, because I was like, no way. But luckily, Happy Feet had the Stealth Rocks up, so I was easily able to take it down, even though, yeah, that crit did absolutely nothing. So I had to switch. So I quickly switched into Peekaboo, and for some reason she switched out her Manectric for the Heracross, which, yeah, why did she do that? That was really weird because she could have killed me with the Manectric easily, but then it switched back into Heracross, which made it kill itself? That was really weird. But anyway, like I said, look at this Sableye. I thought for sure it was going to be the Mega Sableye, which could have pushed back my Stealth Rocks if I did it then, which is so annoying. Magic Guard is so scary, especially in tag team battles. It's just terrifying. But luckily, the Sableye wasn't too much trouble, which I was easily able to take it down with a Play Rough. But Belle next sent out her Mawile, which luckily I was prepared for by switching out to Gary, which I just kept trying to spam Mud Bombs. But I thought for sure that this one was going to be her freaking Mega. I thought this was her ace. But no, she has another Pokemon besides this. It's crazy. I mean, she has a Sableye, a Heracross, a Manectric, a Mawile. All of those could have been a legitimately scary Mega. I mean, what could be worse than that? Is it going to be an Omega Kyogre? Or no, is it Omega? No, Omega Groudon and Alpha Kyogre. There we go. That's the right one. But I was so scared. I was thinking, what could it be? What could it be? And it turns out that it was a Mega Audino. Okay. And by defeating Belle, I officially got myself a Mega Ring. Which, again, I'll never use. But thanks, Belle. Thanks for this useless thing that I'll never use. Maybe I could do a challenge by using only Mega-type Pokemon. But that'd be kind of dumb. And hey, wait a minute. How did she get out of there? How'd she even get in here? I'm so confused. But again, I can't celebrate too early as these crazy cultists literally, I mean literally, blew a hole in the side of a mountain just to wake up Regirock. It was crazy. Also, I like the feature that the people hunting the Regis each have a specific type of Pokemon. So let's say it's Regirock, it's Rock, Regice is Ice, Registeel is, well, you get the point. But anyway, these crazy cultists must be defeated. But it wasn't going to be really easy as, yeah, a Tyrantrum. This is insane. I thought Pokemon X and Y. I was like, wait a minute. This is Pokemon X and Y. What are you doing here? Why are you evolved and the Aurorus wasn't fully evolved yet? But, yeah, lucky crit and it was easily taken down, and the rest of the fight was pretty easy too. I mean, Aerodactyl sure, but I could easily take that down. Funny enough, the Tyrantrum and the Aerodactyl weren't giving me that much problem. It was this Diggersby and Golurk. I mean, that Golurk nearly wiped out my entire team. It was really crazy. This Diggersby too was actually very good. I mean, why was the Regirock dude harder than the Regice dude? And I'm assuming that's going to get really harder as the game goes on. So this is going to be really tough. But luckily I was able to defeat the Diggersby and then eventually the Golurk. But sadly, it was too late as they awoke in Regirock and took it away somewhere. Where did they go? I have absolutely no idea, but we gotta stop them. They took Regirock and let's hope they don't take the rest. But now it was time to fish up a new encounter to add to my team, and this time I caught a Frillish. A very good Pokemon that I loved using in Black and White and Black and White 2. I mean, Frillish was my go-to Water-type Pokemon in those games for a really long time. So adding this Pokemon and bringing back Squishy was my favorite thing to do. But now Surprise Stipulation was actually going to be added to this challenge. I decided after every major event, like let's say I just got the Mega Ring, I decided now it was time to change each member of my team with a new Water-type Pokemon I got. And sadly, Bam Bam had to go. Which sucks because Bam Bam did really good for my team when I just caught it too. Which stings, but those were the rules. I decided that after every new Pokemon I caught, after every gym battle I would get, I would switch out with every new member of my team. Which, technically I counted the Mega Ring as its own thing, which that's why when it comes to Frillish and Tentacool you see right here, I decided to add them to my team and replace them with another Pokemon. So sadly, I spun the wheel again and see where it landed. And the wheel landed on... No, not Rusty. Not Rusty! Ah, he was my favorite HM slave. But anyway, after losing Rusty and poor Bam Bam, it was time to capture a new friend, this time Panpour. This one doesn't count towards the wheel, not yet, until I face the gym leader, because technically I'm currently at that, and now I was able to capture a Weasel as well, which, I'm not gonna lie, this Pokemon is going to be the MVP of my run, and you'll see eventually if you keep watching. Believe me, this Weasel was amazing. But after finally getting into Balloon Town, I went into this mysterious cave to find this weird tablet, which the ranger calls a Nemesis Cave tablet, which depicts a Lily doing something, but I have absolutely no idea. But it tells me to enter a bug catching contest, and I immediately joined, because hell yeah, I'm going to become a bug trainer and lead this battle into Bugland. Let's go. But my dreams of becoming a bug catcher will have to wait, as these crazy cultists have found me yet again. They're searching for the same thing I am. Hopefully we can just blockade this and not even show them, because hey, if we just block up the cave, maybe they'll be stopped. But who knows? They're after something though, so I gotta keep an eye on them. But let me tell you something, this bug catching contest was the most rigged thing I have ever seen. I caught this pretty good Dustox, literally 5 levels above everything else I saw in that damn bug catching area. And you know what I got? You know, after all that hard work I did trying to capture one single Dustox, I'm not even kidding here, I got 3rd place. 3rd place! Are you kidding me? Now I'm mad. You know the bug catching leader here? Yeah, he got 1st. That was completely rigged. They rigged it for this gym leader to fill his own ego, and now I'm here for revenge. He calls me the newcomer, I got 3rd place, you try to act all nice. Don't give me that fake nice BS. I know why you won it. It's rigged in your favor, and I'm gonna beat the living hell out of you and your annoying bug Pokemon. You know what? Forget being a bug type trainer. I wanna be a water type trainer. That's more cooler. And he sends out a Shuckle, and yeah, this Shuckle was a joke. Easy Shuckle win. Don't even bother with me, a Shuckle. A Shuckle, really? You really use a Shuckle against me and my water type Pokemon? But then yeah, immediately comes out a Scizor, and I was terrified because the Shuckle used a Sticky Web, which practically baited me into becoming much slower than everyone else, so yeah, I was kind of terrified. But luckily I had Primplup become competitive and just use Stealth Rocks to try to weaken all their Pokemon, and one Aqua Tail was actually going to kill it. It's so close, but for some reason it went into a U-turn, and yeah, that Masquerade was just fodder. I have no idea why he did that. It was really weird. But here comes the real star of the show, the Mega Beedrill. And look at that. Stealth Rocks comes in clutch again. But this Beedrill, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this took me like 5 tries to defeat. This Mega Beedrill was tough. It kept killing literally everything. It killed my poor Peekaboo. That was pretty easy to defeat. And it just, you know what's weird? It could have won, but for some reason, they kept spamming U-turns. For absolutely no reason. They could have defeated me a 6th time, but for some reason, I decided, you know what? You get this win. 5 times in a row, I'm going to take pity on you. And yeah, for some reason, they literally went for U-turn, took damage, and now the Beedrill's going to take another damage thanks to Stealth Rocks. I have no idea why it did that, but hey, I'll take the win. But after getting my 4th gym badge, it was finally time to meet up with my rival, who apparently completed all this stuff before me, which kind of makes no sense. Where was he? And how did he beat Vernon in the bug catching contest? I have to know. What did he get that was so much better? I really have to know. But enough with the bug catching contest that was clearly rigged. It was time to say goodbye to some of our friends. Yes, remember that Panpour Buizel we caught? Now it's time to put them on the team. We had to say goodbye to Gary. No, he didn't even get to evolve into a Gastrodon. That sucks. But now who was next to get replaced by the Buizel? No, not a Zoomerel. There goes my fairy type Pokemon. No. Shout out to Gary though. It was actually really useful against some grunts. And it's sad to see it go. But hey, Buizel's very good and Panpour is Panpour. You know, I gotta admit, those Gen 5 monkeys I do not like. Simisage is useless. The other one's there. And yeah, it's okay. But all is not lost though, as we were able to capture a Wooper in the swamp. Hey, I love Wooper, I love Quagsire. I liked using it in Pokemon Crystal, Silver, and Gold. So hey, maybe it can be a really good Pokemon down the line. Also in the swamp, I decided to kill some Woopers that were in my way. And I evolved Prinplup into an Empoleon. Now Happy Feet was fully evolved and ready to see the world. Or, well, how did the movie end anyway? He was like tracked by some humanitarian people. Anyway, no, shout out to Happy Feet. Not a really good movie to deserve Best Animated Picture, but that's a whole nother controversy for another day. But halfway through the swamp to get to the next area, I had to fight my rival. And I am not going to sugarcoat it. He beat me up. This Hariyama took out a third of my team without even trying. Literally took out 50% of my team. Literally defeated everything. The Rotom wiped. And I didn't even get to the Torterra yet. So that meant I had to grind. And grind I did. I grinded for a really long time to try to get everyone even. And you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened to my game? You'll see. You notice that Ogolorg is level 42. What was it when I last checked? It was level 26. It turns out when I was going through the game, when I was ready to save, guess what happened? My game crashed. Literally, I think 2 hours of grinding, all gone because my game crashed. I didn't save it. I didn't save it literally before the 4th gym battle, so I had to redo that as well. And to say I was mad is kind of an understatement. I literally got so mad, I just over leveled. And yeah, I'm not really sorry for it because I grinded legitimately for such a long time. And yeah, it sucked. I was just so sad. Like, no way did it crash. It crashed right when I was about to save too, which was so annoying. But the trainer rival, whatever, the rival fight was really easy. And yeah, I'm just so annoyed that it happened. I can't believe it crashed right there too. Like, what are the odds I just crashed? And I had to go all the way back, like 4 hours of work just gone. But luckily, the Torterra was a joke. I was able to move on to the next area of the game. But after defeating my rival, I was able to capture some random Tipple that literally attacked me out of nowhere, which I called Mr. Toad. And I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I used to Seismitoad at Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I liked, but it wasn't the best water type Pokemon, but hey, if I had to replace it, it might be useful. And over here, I was able to capture a Quick Claw. Well, not capture, you know, obtain a Quick Claw, which will come in handy very soon. But after I got out of Shrek Swamp and out of that Forsaken Land, I finally made it to Telmerk City, which is apparently, it was being infested with some random gang called the Mightyetta Gang. I mean, cool. They have a gang for Pokemon. I mean, neat. But could you be more original? Like, where's the Zigzagoon Gang? Or the Survivor Gang? I mean, those would be really cool to see. After being a bootlicker by trying to save this town from random bikers instead of having the police handle it, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to take out everyone in sight, and that's exactly what I did. These biker minions were pretty easy at first, but now it was time to face off against their leader, Boss Akudo. And they look pretty cool, I'm not going to lie, but this fight was, yeah, pretty simple. No Aggron, I mean, not even fully evolved form. It was pretty easy, and yeah, it was basically it. Also, I found this weird area in the sewers where they had nothing but Rotom appliances, which meant I could find a Rotom nearby. Which I thought to myself, maybe I could use it right now, but hey, why not I save it for later, capture one near the end of the game, bring it over here, level it up, and then I could use it for the Elite Four and the Champion. Which I thought was a pretty good idea, so I decided to wait on that and head to the 5th gym leader to capture my 5th gym badge. So first off, I just want to say that every single gym in this ROM hack are 10 out of 10. They are amazing. I feel like I've done this multiple times where I just geek over the designs of these gyms, but not gonna lie, this one was pretty interesting. We had to use surf to get around this area, which after this battle I'm gonna give everyone a cleaning because my god, ew. Why are we in the sewer? Why are we swimming in sewer water? But enough about sewer water and this weird wannabe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It was finally time to take on the 5th gym badge and try to tame my 5th gym badge. And this fight was honestly really intense, I'm not gonna lie. This Arbok was so annoying. It got one hit, and it was a poison. I was like, really? That stinks. And next up was a Nidoking, so I sent out my new and improved Empoleon to try to take it out. And yeah, setting up Stealth Rocks was actually the best thing I could do, because that does so much damage, and Ozzy gives me a chance to just one-hit KO a lot of stuff. And next up was a Drapion, and ooh, this Drapion was pretty tough, but not tough enough. But next up was the real challenge, and this was I believe it was a Mega Venusaur, but the real MVP of this fight was Marge. This Venusaur, yeah, was absolutely terrifying, but thanks to my high special defense, I could just brush off his Razor Leaf that probably would have one-shot a lot of other water-type Pokemon, like my Prinplup, my Buizel probably would have died, but luckily I could just spam a few nasty plots and try to one-shot this thing easily, and that was it. I got my 5th gym badge. Thanks, Marge. You're the real MVP. But now you know what time it is, folks. It's sadly time to spin the wheel and see who has to leave our fabulous party. And this time, it was Tentacruel. Goodbye, Orgalorg. No. And we have to say bye to Marge. But she did so good against the Mega Venusaur. No. Oh, that stinks. But adding Quagsire and Tympole to our party is not a bad trade-off, not gonna lie. But I'm really gonna miss Slowking. She was a real MVP of that fight. And man, losing Tentacruel too is just, dagger after dagger. We have to keep going though. Let's try to get our 6th gym badge. But before I could fully get back into my adventure and try to find my 6th gym badge, I randomly found this really weird temple with a chest in it. And I found a TM01. I have no idea what it was. I thought it was hidden power. But it turns out that was actually a TM called Magic Shine. Huh. It's a fairy type move. And I had no idea what it could do. But apparently Squishy can learn it. So hey, give it a Squishy. Really good move. 80 power. Not bad. And let's see how it does. But now let's get on to our adventure, which is really weird, huh? I wonder if there's an actual move in Pokemon. I'll have to look it up later. But on my way to stop the evil cultists from capturing more Reggies, apparently I was just too late, as they already captured a Registeel, which means they had Regirock and Registeel, which meant all they had to do was capture Regice and they could get Regigigas. Uh-oh, that's not good. So I had to stop them. But, that's weird. Apparently I need to do a key or something, find a code, which I may or may not have had to look up because it was really weird. And yeah, apparently he didn't even capture Registeel. It was just a trick to try to defeat me. So now I have to stop him before he could do anything else. But Ezekiel first sent out his Skarmory to try to use some Stealth Arcs on me to spam it. Luckily I had Quagsire out so I could use Yawn and then try to get it to sleep. So luckily I could switch out to my Squishy to try to defeat it. But man, was it tough. This steel fight was really intense. I thought for sure I was going to die. Because you know who would do good against this fight? Marge. Because she had Flamethrower. And using Water types against this was not really the best option I had. But I had to do something. Luckily the Doublade was down to 1 HP. And Ezekiel spammed full restore. Are you kidding me? But luckily I had recover. So I could just keep recovering to death. And then try to get it to disable Night Slash. Which it did. And I survived on 1 HP through a Shadow Sneak. Oh my god. Squishy, you are great. I could just spam recover to try to lower its PP, and there we go. But next up, Ezekiel sent out a Cradily, which honestly gave me horrendous flashbacks to that one time during my last rival fight in Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke that I did, where that Cradily just literally got 2 ancient powers that got 5 quad. It was terrible. It was rough. I don't want to even talk about it because it was too terrifying. But anyway, this Cradily wasn't as tough. It kept spamming Amnesia, which is kind of weird. I mean, all I had to do was just go for Dig, and it was dead. I don't know why I kept going for it. It was really weird. But anyway, once I was taken down, next up was a poor little Claydol. And yeah, one surf, goodbye. Later, Claydol. Next up was an Aggron. And what's with all my Pokemon Fire Red randomized Nuzlocke Pokemon fighting against each other? I mean, why are you here? And oh my god, it's a Mega Aggron. Ooh. Oh, it still stings. Anyway, I was easily able to defeat it and take down Ezekiel before he could capture the Registeel. But I do love it how after he runs away, we can see that my freaking rival was all there in the freaking sand, just chilling. I mean, where were you when I needed you? You could have helped me, but nope. Apparently wants to get Nick's gym badge, which I do too. So let's go. A shout out to the 6th gym, because this thing was pretty cool. It was like a really neat maze. And hey, look, wait a minute. Isn't that Will? Oh my god, everybody from my Fire Red Nuzlocke is following me into this damn ROM game. But now I have to face a freaking Elite 4 member in Will. This is going to be really tough. This Xatu hit like a truck. So I decided to send out Dawn because she had, I believe, Pursuit, which did enough damage, but not enough. And sadly, Dawn went down. So it's up to Happy Feet to finish the job. And yeah, that Xatu was really terrifying. It packed a punch. But next up was, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A Metagross? It's like, Jesus Christ, this game is terrifying. But a Metagross level 42 with Zen Headbutt? Look, oh no, Mr. Toad, no. And it went for, why did it go for a full restore for some reason? That's so weird. Why did it do that? But anyway, I could just use Earthquake to finish it off, and that Metagross was really scary. But next up was the Executor, which honestly I thought was going to be the Alolan version, but I believe this game was before Alolans were introduced, so I can't complain. It's still a really terrifying Executor. But it went down, and last up was his Ace. I'm just kidding, it was a Jigs. But Jigs is pretty easy too, and then it was the Ace. Which it turns out that the Ace was actually Homer, aka a Mega Slowbro, and ooh, this is pretty terrifying because this thing can be a major shield and a major obstacle at what I'm trying to do. I had no idea how to defeat it at first. I was kind of just literally just throwing anything I could at it just to see what happened, and it kept spamming Calm Mind, which I thought for sure that was it. I thought it was GG. I thought I had to restart this whole thing again. But luckily, I could just keep healing up, try to heal up everyone else to try to see what I could do. I could just use Sleep, a few Earthquakes, and yeah, that was it. Oh my god. But after attaining my 6th gym badge, it was finally time to spin the wheel again to replace a Pokemon. Yeah, for some reason, the Binacle footage actually got corrupted, so I couldn't show you capturing it, but you can see it right there. Tag Team sadly had to go, and Quagsire, like Marge, you're the real MVP. I swear, if every single Pokemon that gets the last kill just decides to leave, I'm gonna cry, because this can't keep happening. Not Marge, not Quagsire. The wheel can't keep getting away with this. But after trying to grind for a little bit, about an hour and a half to evolve my Binacle into a Barbaracle, it was finally time to get through with the story. And apparently there were bandits in a hotel trying to grab a tablet idol from some poor dude sleeping. Not on my watch. as it was finally time to take down some people and try to save that tablet idol from being taken for the cultist. Yeah, they cannot afford to get that tablet, or else they'd have, I believe they have full control of Registeel and Regirock, but now they gotta get Regice to try to find the secret location of Regigigas, which I ain't gonna let that happen. No sir, not today. After saving the hotel from some bandits, I met up with my rival, and apparently the only way, apparently he told me the fastest way to get back from Redwood City is to take some diving lessons, which I don't know if that's really the fastest way. I mean, we could just fly over there, but apparently he says it's the fastest way. I think he just wants to learn dive so he can help my water type Pokemon, which honestly, that's pretty good, Chick Hicks. Thanks, I appreciate that. But now I was able to find my next encounter, and my next encounter was in Chinchu. You know, I never actually used Lantern at all, so I don't know if it's good or bad, but whenever I think of Lantern, I just think of Wish Catch using Mud Bomb on it to destroy it. So hey, maybe it can prove me wrong, maybe it can be useful, I have no idea. But now we are on the trail in the Cosmic Caverns. What we were doing here and what we were trying to find, I actually have no idea. Apparently we were trying to find more secrets that the tablet actually gave us, but now we had to keep digging further. Apparently we had something about Clefairies and then Cradleys. It's so crazy. This whole game story is just really cool, but also just really confusing in a little bit of a sense. But once we got to Edashore Town, we were able to participate in the Meteorite Festival, and just watch this. So yeah, apparently the Clefairy looked at me and saw how hideous I was and literally ran away, which caused everyone to freak out, calling this a ripoff and wanted to get free refunds. Like, what just happened? So apparently now I have to go back to the Cosmic Caverns to try to find this Clefairy. Apparently didn't like me, so all this chaos happened, so now it's my problem to try to find this Clefairy. What the heck? However, on my second trip back to the Cosmic Caverns, I was luckily able to find an Electric. I never really used this Pokemon. I heard it's really good since it really has no weakness, I believe, but we'll see how it goes, especially since I have a Lantern raining in the back. So, having two Electric type water types, but this one has Levitate, so this one might get the bump over Lantern, but we'll see. Also, I named her Escalators. If you get it, you get it.
Ha! Escalators!
Eels. After finally cornering the shiny Clefairy, it finally decided it wanted to go home with me, and that's how I was able to save this old man's festival before he can send out any refunds. I saved the day and saved the money. Now look at it dance. Look at it go. Isn't it great? I spent 200 Pokédollars for this. Some person paid 1,000. Why would you pay money for this? Is it donations? I have no idea, but the festival went off without a hitch, and for my troubles, he gave me a Master Ball, which I'll never use. I don't think I'll ever use his Master Ball because I don't believe there are any legendary water type Pokemon here. So, thanks, I guess. I mean, somebody gave me a Mega Ring that I'll never use, somebody gave me a Master Ball I'll never use. It's just 10 out of 10. But I decided to dive down and look for some buried treasure, and I apparently found a Squirrel. I decided to name it Mystery because, just like the mysteries of life, I'll never know how I caught this thing. Because I don't know how to evolve it. I think, no. The octopus is the one you gotta flip upside down, right? So how am I gonna evolve that one? Do I have to flip my laptop all the way around to do it? I have no idea. But anyway, I got Mystery, and let's try to get to the 7th gym badge. Also, I nearly forgot to mention, once I got to Aztail Bay, I decided to use, hey, you know what? Why don't you use a fishing rod to see what I get? And what I get, a Magikarp, which I don't believe there's a Mega Gyarados ring anywhere here, or what is it, a Gyarados? I don't believe that's in the game. I looked it up. I didn't really say anything. So sadly, it's just going to be a regular Gyarados. But still, a Gyarados is still really good. I mean, I'm not complaining. Well, did I wish it was a Mega that I could use a Mega? Sure. But you know what? I'll take a little Gyarados. Why not? But once I got to Adsail City, it was time to take on Marina and her Water-type Pokemon. It was literally just a mirror match. But Marina sent out a Quillfish, which basically just toxic spike spam, which is terrifying. So luckily I just had to use Shell Smash over and over again to get my attack up so I could just one-shot everything, because I ain't gonna switch out every time to get poisoned to death. No thanks. I'm just gonna spam Shell Smash and just defeat everything with Ancient Power, which, yeah, I almost did. But a Mega Gyarados is here. So, I could have used a Mega, but I believe I didn't want to just because. But this fight was still pretty simple, and I was able to get my 7th gym badge. But since I got my 7th gym badge, it was time to replace some Pokemon. And since I had 4 water types ready to go, that meant 4 of my team had to leave. And sadly, it was Barnacle's time to leave. Goodbye, Barnacles. You were pretty good in the 7th gym badge, you just using Shell Smash I destroy everything. And goodbye, Panpour. You really didn't do much, did you? Even at level 48, I couldn't fight a Water Stone, so it never evolved into a Pansage. And Mr. Toad. It was really useful with Soft Sand, and it just didn't get enough love in the recording. But this is the one that hurt. My starter had to leave. No, Happy Feet. No. Goodbye, Bumble. I'll never forget you. But now it's almost time for my full team to emerge, as I just had to do the 8th gym badge and take on the cultists before I could officially have my final team ready to go. So let's do this. But through my journey at Adsail City, I was able to discover who the true villain of this game was. And it turns out it was that weird old lady who wanted her book back. Oh my god, if I had just refused to give it to her, none of this would have happened. This is technically all my fault, as all these people followed this weird old lady named Morgana. What the heck? What happened? What a betrayal. What a twist. I didn't even know this poor old lady was crazy. Who knew? But now Professor Woodwood wanted me to go with him to the temple to find out where Regice was. Which, yeah, that's all they needed before they could take over the world. And we were at the Apex Temple again trying to find some clues. But Morgana was following us the entire time. We had to face her. And, ooh, not gonna lie, she was kind of rough. Miss Magia starts out first using Nasty Plot. And I thought, oh no, she's gonna set up on me, is she? But luckily, Escalators took her down to Eels. And next up was a Mega Gengar. And, oh boy. This is going to be rough. But luckily Escalators can take a hit, use Crunch, and leave it on 1 HP. No way. Now she's going to heal and oh, she didn't. That was pretty easy. Huh, why didn't she heal? Next up was Houndoom, and yeah, it's a Houndoom. Why? Why? It's a Houndoom. Why would anyone want to use a Houndoom? And next up was Drapion, which again, water can easily kill it. But it didn't. Woo! It didn't kill it. Wow, I'm shocked. And last but not least was, sadly, a Sigilyph. Sigilyph? Actually, how do you say that? I want to know. Leave it down in the comments how you say it. I say Sigilyph. Don't know why. I just always say it like that. But luckily, she wasn't too bad. And we stopped her right then and there. Or so we thought. But that battle was just the version so they could raid Shadow Legends, our base, and take our tablet. No! How come nobody protected that thing? We are losers! And now we have to fight Regigigas. What is happening? How did we fail this bad? Looked like I had Regirock to save me, but I have no idea what happened. How did we fail this bad? We couldn't stop the world from some random old lady and her crazy cultist family? Really? Are we that pathetic? Red would be so disappointed in us. Oh, so would it seem, because apparently this was all a dream, because apparently we fell in a cave and hit our head, which, that's not good. We should probably go to a Poke Center to save us. But we had to get through all this shit to get back home and try to figure out what our next plan was. Once we were all able to regroup back in Adsail City, Marina explained to us that Regigigas was sealed away with the move called Molten Rays, and the only person who knew the move was the current champion of Orbis League, Herschel. And she explained to us that we had to learn the move in order to save everyone from Regigigas. So it was a rush to get to the 8th gym badge and to Lomas Town to save the city and save the world from Regigigas and the crazy cultists. And the only way to save the world was by going to defeat the 8th gym leader, Richter, and his ground type Pokemon. This last gym leader was such a pain in the ass. This extra drill really wasn't that tough because luckily I used Rain Dance to remove its Sandstream ability, which, oh my god, if it got that off, it would be terrifying. But the problem was the Garchomp. This Mega Garchomp one-shotted everything. Literally everything. I got so lucky that I was able to defeat it with Gyarados and get a burn off because this fight took me forever. This Garchomp beat me up so bad, but now I got the 8th gym badge, so now I can talk to Herschel. Finally. Remember when I said I'll capture the Rotom later so I can use it eventually for the Elite Four and potentially the game end stuff? Yeah, now it's the time. I know what I was going to make it since, you know, it's not technically a water type Pokemon, but does turn into it. And this time I called it Washer B for Washer Banjo. If you know what I'm referencing, hit that like button because you're a real one. Also, that treasure I was talking about when I got Mystery, yeah, turns out it was a cover fossil, so I was able to get myself a new turtle. I decided to call it Gamera, since, you know, gotta respect Gamera, and now my team was fully complete, but now I needed to spin the wheel. But after spinning the wheel to see who would go, it was sadly time for Squishy to say goodbye. Goodbye, Squishy. You were a real MVP throughout the whole fights, especially against Ezekiel and the other ones. But the next one to leave was Owl City, aka Lantern. No real loss there, to be honest. But I'm gonna miss Squishy though. But before entering Eco's Town to talk to Herschel to figure out how to stop Regigigas and obtain Molten Rays, my rival decided to go at me for one last time to prove his strength. And honestly, it went really easy. The only problem I had was his Mega Altaria. Now I thought for some reason he was going to use a Mega Torterra, make this custom cool Mega, but no, it was even worse. The Mega Altaria beat me up. But luckily I was able to win though, and now we were able to head to Eco's Town to talk to Herschel to learn about how to stop Regigigas, if he even tell us that. I mean, he is the champion after all. Maybe he doesn't know it. I mean, oh no, could you imagine? But after defeating my rival and finally entering Eco's Town, it was time to meet up with Herschel so he can learn about Molten Rays and stop this madness. And his response? Well, he doesn't really know my rival's name, but he knows my name. It's really funny. He's like, oh my god, it's Coco and Fred. It's like, just Fred? Oh, that's cold. I mean, my rival's more like an acquaintance anyway. But hey, not enough about that. We gotta learn about how to stop this madness. And apparently, he's not going to give us the answer. What the heck? Why not? I want to know why not. He doesn't even tell us. He's just like a fundamental understanding. Like, what is this NBS? Don't give me that crap. What the heck? This Neolimp's trying to kill us. But my rival and I felt defeated as we didn't get the answers we were looking for. So now we literally have no idea what to do. And a major earthquake occurs, meaning that the end might be near. They might find Regigigas soon in the valley, so we have to rush over and try to stop this crazy lady from waking Regigigas. And when we finally got through the valley, apparently we were too late, as the old lady and her crazy cultists were already at the major tablet before reviving Regigigas. And, I'm not gonna lie, this fight was intense. This Miss Magius literally swept my entire team by itself. It was crazy. So I had a plan. I had to use Rotom first and then switch into Float Seal in order to get what I wanted, which is just to spam bulk ups, you know? And yeah, the Mega Gengar using Toxic wasn't in my plans, but luckily, since it's not a Nuzlocke, I could just use Full Restore after this, after I defeat it with a Dig, and bam! Gengar down. Next up was Houndoom. But the problem lies that the Gengar used Torment, which meant I can't use Dig. But luckily I had Sculpt to use, but this fight was really intense. I cannot understate just how tough this fight was. It took me about 5 tries to finally figure out what the proper plan was. And look at that. Houndoom survived on 1 HP. Are you kidding me? I used 2 bulk ups and it didn't die. Oh, that's crazy. But luckily, Float Seal was the MVP of this thing. Dawn was amazing. Even though I had Torment on it, I could still beat up everything. Like, look, Drapion down. Next up was a Sigilyph. Sigilyph? I honestly don't know how to say it. But I get a lucky burn, and that's all I needed was to take it down. I could just use full of stars and just kind of wait it out. But that wasn't my intention. I just wanted to just get it over with, try to see how I do, and luckily I was able to defeat it. This fight really was intense. Like, this looks not that hard on paper, but that's Salamence right there. Yeah, there's one issue with the Salamence that I really didn't notice at first. It has Molten Rays. Isn't that a move that can only be learned by Herschel that he knows about? To wake up Regigigas? We might be in trouble because they already have Molten Rays and we don't. And Herschel was saying that he didn't give it to them. So something's a little bit weird going on here. Because how does the old lady have Molten Rays? Well, it turns out, remember that book that we had we were supposed to return? That had Molten Rays on it, which can be learned by this old woman. First off, why do we even have that tablet in the first place that we didn't even realize? And second of all, if we just didn't give it to her, all of this could have been avoided with that tablet idol. That's crazy. And look at this. She used a revive herb, and now, yeah, Regigigas is awoken. I don't know what to do. It's all glowing. Everything's going to fall. Yes, it is your fault, Herschel. You caused all this, but I don't know what to do. So now we got to go back and try to figure out what's the next plan. So Herschel tells us the issue is that the old lady went to the Temple of Gaia, which basically means she's trapped in there as her 3 elders are protecting the way to get in. So that means, you know what we gotta do? We gotta go on an elder hunt. That's right, we're gonna beat up all her 3 elders to get the 3 idol pieces and try to beat her up to get Regigigas stopped. So let's go do that right now. But yeah, not gonna lie, the rematches with the new elders were very easy. I mean, Agard went down to get my first idol piece, which was honestly not too bad. They're all complaining that, oh, they need the Regis in order to win. It's like, really? Was I really gonna help you, the Regis? I mean, probably not. But I got my first totem piece. The champ was basically a joke. Really easy fight. So I got my second totem piece. And then I fought again Ezekiel for my 3rd totem piece. So I got all my pieces needed in order for me to get to the Temple of Gaia so I can defeat Morgana and end this madness with Regigigas. Which, not gonna lie, it's been pretty intense so far. I mean, the end of the world, I gotta get Regigigas. I mean, in 5 turns, oh no, slow start Regigigas, how terrifying. That's gonna destroy the world. But seriously though, really good story, and it's just crazy how it's all going to end soon. But here we go, this is it, the final countdown to our story. We had Herschel Salamence use Molten Rays in order to get in there, and now it was just me and Morgana, mano y mano, one-on-one, for the fate of the world. To stop these Regis and stop Regigigas from taking over the world, I had to put this poor old lady down. And yeah, she basically had the same team as before, but this time with a twist. Not only did she have her original team with her, which was pretty easy to take down, she also had to use the Regis as well. So I had to take on Regirock, Regi-Ice, Registeel, and Regigigas, and they were all highly leveled. I believe all the Regis were level 55 and Regigigas was 60? Either way, a really tough fight. We basically had to fight 9 Pokemon in order without stopping, so this was really tough. I mean, look, Regirock, Regi-Ice, and Registeel awakened, and now it's just us and the Regis, and this fight was terrifying because for some reason, my poor Rotom Wash just kept missing, and I had no idea what to do. So I had to switch in the Dawn to see what can happen. That Focus Blast almost took me out, and I was so scared. But luckily, one dig brought it to 1 HP. No. And Regi-Ice was really weird. For some reason, I kept going for Amnesia, and that was it. Next up was the Regigigas, and yeah, it's a slow start Regigigas. Of course, it wasn't going to do anything. But now, the police are here. I can send this crazy woman to jail. I defeated her, and that was it. We did it. Now all that's left is the Elite Four and the champion. But once I nearly got done with Victory Falls, my rival decided, hey, you know what? I want to fight again. And I don't know how many times I have to teach him this lesson. I mean, I literally stopped the world from a Regigigas. I defeated 3 crazy people who wanted to take over the world. And it's just, don't you get the hint? I'm a pretty good trainer. So I could beat him up easily. And that was basically it. Once I defeated him, I went up the waterfall and I got to the Pokemon League. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this Elite Four was gonna be the toughest one I have ever done. Just because my water type Pokemon are going to be in a heap of trouble. I'm gonna put down the 4 elite members right now to see their Pokemon, and yeah, do you notice something? 2 of them are literally hard counters to my team, and one of them's a dark, and one of them's fighting. It's going to be super tough. I don't even know if I can beat the electric or grass type Pokemon, but we'll see. Can my team do it? Let's find out. Now, you could call me crazy, but for some reason, I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to beat up the grass person first, because I thought, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet, see how bad it is. If it's really bad, I might level up few more times, like about 2 times, and just see how it goes. But I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna try, see how it goes, and well, it didn't go that bad actually, as I was able to take down the Grass Elite 4 members Mega Sceptile and Ludicolo fairly easily, so I thought, wait a minute, there's a chance I could do this. And although the Elite 4 member sent out a Ferrothorn, which was really terrifying, I had a plan installed, as I just used Kara to use 1 Dragon Dance and just use a few Earthquakes to take it down. And next up was a Whimsicott, a male Whimsicott, which, I'm not gonna lie, for some reason, it had Attract, which is really weird, but it actually makes sense considering that nearly, I think 66% of my team were literally all female. So I thought, wait a minute, it baited me. How am I going to defeat this thing if it's just going to stall me with Swagger and Attract? This was so annoying. So you know what I had to do? I just had to stall the shit out of it. I decided, wait a minute, you know what? I'm just going to use Kara as a meat shield just for now, because I really can't do anything. I mean, look at that. It has Swagger and Attract on. It was just so annoying. But luckily, with Whimsicott, I was able to take it down with Mystery. Wow, it's been the real MVP just trying to carry my team. But next up, Leaf sent out a Trevenant, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for Trevenant. I mean, it's a really cool design, but it's just okay. And you can really tell it's just like, I'm just gonna distract the shit out of it. Let it sacrifice a few Pokemon and take it down easily. And last but not least was an Amoonguss. This Elite 4 member had many setup Pokemon that really didn't do much, which I'm luckily didn't, because if it set up on me, it would just immediately wipe me out. But 1 down, only 3 more to go before the champion. But next up on my Elite 4 conquest was Kara, the fighting Elite 4 member, and this team was really tough. I mean, she had a Miancho, a Lucario, a Lulucha, a Medicham, a Scrafty, and a Mega Flaming Chicken. She had a Mega Blaziken, and I thought, whew, I got lucky, because that thing, if it were Mega Lucario, I might have been dead. But a Mega Blaziken, I at least can handle, because I got a bunch of Water-type Pokemon. And, not gonna lie, this fight was pretty simple. I mean, the Medicham was kind of scary, but I just used Dawn to try to sweep everybody, and just look how good she is. And the foolish Flaming Chicken literally ended its own life by just spamming high jump kicks and missing. Thanks, Dawn. By just digging on the ground, you made me win. Easy. But I decided, since Dawn's been the MVP of this entire Elite 4 run, I decided to go crazy and try to take on Nicola, the electric type Elite 4 member. And yeah, for the first 3 Pokemon, it was pretty easy. I just used Dawn, just spam dig, with Galvantula dying, Lantern dying, Magnezone dying, and Electrifier dying. But the one that stopped me was Electros, as yeah, I had Levitate, and I was easily able to take it down with Mystery. But the one problem was the Mega Manectric. Now this Mega Manectric was terrifying, until I learned I could just Toxic Solid to death and made it super easy. I was dreading this fight the most, but when I was able to defeat it, I knew that I could beat this challenge. I could defeat Pokemon Gaia with just my Water-type Pokemon. Oh my god, it can happen! But finally, the last Elite 4 member was in my sights, as all I had to do was take down Knight to secure my place to fight Herschel. And I'm not gonna lie, this fight was really easy. I mean, just watch. Look how easy this fight was. It was literally a joke. But that was it. Every Elite 4 member down. Now all that's left was Herschel. Let's try to beat him. Hello. You may notice that the video is blurry. No spoilers, but this fight was too intense for me. This was the hardest fight I have ever done. And I'm going to show you his team right now. Yeah, this is all a mixed niche team. This is crazy. I have never seen a team like this. It is Wailord, Mamoswine, Alakazam, a Mega Salamence that basically knows Dragon Hyper Beam. Yeah, this fight may take me a few tries. I need to come up with a strategy, and fast. So my first strategy was to basically just stall with Gamera in order to attempt to switch out with Gyarados and just spam Dragon Dances. But that didn't really work out so well, as every time I would literally use 4 Dragon Dances, even with Wailord not doing much, the Mega Salamence would immediately kill Gyarados and just end it right then and there. So I just come up with a new strategy by just using Stealth Rocks with Gamera, switch out, and just try to see how many Pokemon Kara could take out, which honestly was a lot. 2 was pretty good. And the Tangrowth was pretty bad, just using Sludge Bomb just to take it down easily. And for some reason, it switched out to Mamoswine, which, why would you do that? I mean, it was really pointless. It just gave me a free kill with Gyarados. I mean, honestly, Gyarados saved this run. And Tangrowth was pretty bad, pretty much easy to take down. The one issue was always the Mega Salamence. But Luckily with Stealth Rocks, it took a lot of HP down with it. So just using a few Thunderbolts was all I needed to take down that Salamence, and then finally the Alakazam in order to defeat this challenge. I honestly can't believe it. I defeated Pokemon Gaia by just using only water type Pokemon. This challenge was so much fun and also so insane at the same time. It was crazy. But if you made it this far into the video, I'd like to personally thank you, as this Pokemon video took a long time to make. The audio recordings for all this stuff got corrupted on my video editor, which for some reason, I don't know how it did it, but when I tried to redo everything, it just corrupted the audio. But in the end, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you for the next Pokemon challenge video. Spoiler alert, it's going to be on Pokemon Coliseum, and this challenge may or may not have broken me. This was the most intense challenge I have ever done, and it made me want to cry. So I'll see you next time for that video. Take care, everybody.